So we had two separate clients. We worked, this was a crazy case. This is actually probably one of the craziest entry cases we've done. Let me walk you through some of the key facts. This green card holder left the country in 2019, and then their green card got denied. So 2019, been out for almost 7 years, a little bit more than 7 years. And then their green card got denied because they couldn't do their biometrics. We filed the 290B motion to reopen, like, please let us do the biometrics. We got it approved. We got the biometrics appointment, but they couldn't come in to do the biometrics. We applied for the 551 stamp. We appealed to USCIS and they approved it. They mailed the 551 to us. And then we did the biometrics overseas and the green card got approved. So we got the 551 stamp and the green card got approved, but it was approved in the East Coast. And so they had to mail it over, but the snowstorm last week froze it, so they couldn't get to our office on time. But the client already got on the plane and flew to Mexico. And so there I was, trying to get people to go to FedEx, to pick up the green card, to come down to Mexico, to give it to me so I could bring the client to come into the US. So now I was talking to the officer, can you let the client in purely based on the 551 stamp and the expired green card / denied green card, right? Because we didn't get the new 10-year green card in. The officer was looking, reviewing, or like, please let us do the I-193. Please let us do the I-93, right? The client just couldn't get in, couldn't fly into the US because the 829 was denied, explained this entire process. And the officer said, you know what? You don't need the I-193. Just come in. And it was successful. This was such a low chance of success, such a low chance of success that the entire family on both sides said, only you go. Because, I mean, as in the husband goes, because the wife and the kids, they're all in the same situation. But because the chance of success was so low, they didn't want to risk the entire family. So we fought tooth and nail from 2025, 2026, and last week, I successfully brought the client in with Margaret. But if you didn't do one thing, the next thing wouldn't have happened. If we didn't successfully do the 290B motion to reopen for their investment green card, we couldn't move on to the next step. We couldn't do the biometrics overseas if the 829 wasn't reopened. And so each step of the way, we had to fight tooth and nail. Here's another side story to this case. When the client flew into Mexico, our entire team was waiting with the client to talk to the officer. Do you know how long he was detained at the Mexico airport? He flew in at 6 o'clock, didn't get in 12 midnight. Because to the Mexican authorities, you have an expired green card. You have this piece of white paper that says you're a green card holder. Do you know how many people fake passports and fake green cards, let alone a little paper with a little stamp? So they had to check and double check and triple check. But everybody stayed from 6 p.m. all the way till 12 midnight to make sure the client can come in. But successfully crossed the Mexican CBP officer. And the painful thing about it is after we were successful with this case, over the weekend, that grandmother for 72 years old got detained by ICE, in Seattle. And it's like, if she just waited for the green card, we could have came in and she wouldn't have to be stuck in a detention center, without her pills and everything. It's a very tricky situation in the United States right now. And another client that we helped, it's not as complicated, but it's still hard. Left the US for 4 years, came back in, but he was out for 4 years because the government took his passport, and he had to fight through the litigation, prove his innocence. And after he won it, finally, he can come back. And we just took those court records, explained to the officer, couldn't come in, beyond his control. Explained everything, the officer heard it, understood it, and approved it, and that client came in. Wife, children, everybody's in the US. There's strong home ties, right? Not a problem, fluent in English. But it was just because of a court battle in China, But these things can be explained away. But if you see the wrong officer, if you see the wrong person, one thing leads to the next, and suddenly now you're detained by ICE for weeks, We're not talking about like a few hours. We're talking about weeks. I just want to share firsthand knowledge of everything that's going on. I'm not trying to spread like fear. I just want to warn and be clear about what's going on. Anyways, wish you guys all the best. Thank you for watching the success story. Take care. Bye-bye.